Welcome to the No Wrenches podcast. I'm Brett Cobble, co-director and coach of Team USA Dodgeball. On this podcast, we're going to be delving into the mindset of dodgeball's high performers and how they handle stressful moments on and off the court. Today's guest is Dan Alport, member of the Grizzlies and currently on the foam practice squad for Team USA. Recently, Dan was in a 1 versus 5 situation at one of the toughest tournaments in North America, The Thing. I'm really excited to get a chance to sit down with Dan and do this interview. Over the last 3 or 4 years, I don't know if anyone has worked harder to continuously dissect and improve their game more than Dan. So here's episode 1 with Dan Alport. Yeah, have you watched it recently? Do you watch it every day?
Not every day.
I've got Dan Alport today. I guess the background of the clip. So you're at The Thing, which is I guess a lot of people already know this, but it's the probably the most competitive tournament in North America. 12 teams, all invitational, top 6 men's and women's teams in foam from US and Canada invited. So obviously a super competitive tournament. A lot of people, everyone knows what they're doing. No easy games.
Yeah.
Now watching this, I watched your whole match. It was you were on Grizzlies and you were playing against Misfits. Super strong teams, both American, and it seems like you were in a lot of 1v situations. Like I saw 1v3, 1v2, 1v5. Do you get into those a lot?
I would say yes. Yeah, I feel like generally speaking, survivability is probably my strongest trait. So yeah, a lot of times I have to figure out how to resolve these situations with one other person or no other people. Not always, but often.
It's interesting because I feel like when I watch your games, you get that opening pitch quite a bit, and that puts you in a really dangerous spot at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
So you being the last one in, is it something that you normally survive through the whole game, or you kind of get back in, and that's generally how you get to be the last one in?
On Grizzlies, it's usually surviving, but I feel like there are enough people on there that have made like game changing catches. Yeah, because usually it's I'm first out because of the pitch, or I just happen to survive well enough. So I would say it's more surviving than being caught back in. Probably.
I feel like that's a different. I feel like it's a different mindset if you're surviving the entire game and now you're in a 1v3, 1v4 situation versus if you get back in the last minute and now all of a sudden you're being counted on to flip the game when you haven't been in the rhythm of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I very much prefer to be in it for that whole time, so I just have like a sense of the flow, because going back in kind of cold is different, but you still have to obviously perform. But
sure, I feel like that's one of the hardest things. There aren't a lot of sports where you're just inactive for parts of it and you get to come back in. So tough. I think if I had this down right at this point in the game, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the film up here. Okay, at this point in the game, so this is round robin.
Yes, okay, it is. Yep, day one.
We're playing. Was it 20-minute games? Round
I
robin.
I believe so. Yes.
Or something close to that, 20, 24 or something.
Yeah, it was. God, I think it was like 24. It's so fuzzy in my brain, but
and I think
somewhere,
at this point
in that realm.
Right. I had you down 3-2 coming into this. Sound about right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, cool. So up to that point, like I said, you kind of already been in a 1v2, a 1v3. Did you feel like you kind of had the flow of what was going on?
To a degree. I'm not sure who had just gotten out before this moment transpired. Trying to see who's like in the queue there. Maybe it was Chaz.
Right before this, it was Hunter.
Yeah. Oh, Hunter. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And it'd been like a really good back and forth. Like I said, you were down 3-2. Let's just run this for just a second. Is it coming through?
Yes.
Perfect. So looks like right here, Justin takes the shot, gets hit, and now we're in. Now we're in it. Now we're
Yep.
in it.
One v
So
five.
got
Yeah.
you, got you. You're the one, and we got five over here with the Grizzlies. And I
Yep.
know uh pretty much everyone on here too. I mean, you've got Brandon and Gage who were Team USA mixed foam.
Yep.
And then Jacob and Jordan were both Team USA practice players. So we're looking at this 1v5 and obviously, huge targets um,
Yep.
all around. Like big arms, very mobile, good catchers, um, good team. They took second at the thing last year, so
Mhm.
no slouches. So right now, how how are you feeling? Like you've already been in a couple 1Vs. I don't think you turned the first two, and now you got
Mhm.
to win with five against a really strong team.
Yeah, definitely daunting given the ratio there. And Misfits is a really unique team in the way that they play and throw. Just in general, there's so many more avenues that in which a game could go with them. So I kind of never know what to expect. So that is an added layer of difficulty. Um, but I kind of knew where I wanted to move first in this particular situation, which I can elaborate on if you'd like.
Yeah, no, but first, so yeah, Misfits. I think there's a lot of structure in dodgeball that a lot of teams play with, and I think Misfits does not do that.
Hmm.
And when you watch them, it looks like chaos, but um, it doesn't. It seems like they all know what's going on.
Hmm. Hmm.
It is an insanely frustrating team to play against on the other side,
Yeah,
in the most complimentary way possible.
absolutely, absolutely. I love playing Misfits. Yeah, it's always so wacky in a really fun way.
Okay, so physically, are you calm at this point? Are you kind of like I've been in this situation plenty of times before? I've been through this.
Yeah, yeah. I felt calm enough. Like I knew it was obviously like a tall order. So I just tried to sort of assess and be like, okay, well, what are my options here? Like how can I turn this around, if at all? It's obviously a very difficult task, but I did have like an immediate game plan, and it was kind of a tough one, but
Okay. What was that immediate game plan? What you got?
so first, I knew I wanted Brandon Officer off the court because he, to me, is the most, I guess, not chaotic, but he just has lots of answers. He's the hardest for me to deal with because he has different throws. He's very sharp. He just knows when to take shots, and he's neutralized me enough times that I knew I needed to focus on him first. So that was kind of my prime target in this situation.
Yeah, I feel like these other four guys all have really good arms, but Brandon's he's like an A+ guy. A lot of
Yeah.
different arm slots, a lot of different movements. It's a hard one to read for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Like,
you're go
oh, go
ahead.
ahead. So yeah, in this situation, like they have two, I have four. I can probably expect a crash to happen. I know Brandon's ball moves in a couple different ways. But I knew that I don't see him jump a lot. So my goal was like, let me just throw a safe ball. So like not beyond like the clear line so I don't get run down too much and like keep it low on Brandon. Because if he's not jumping and he's gonna crash me, maybe I can like tag his like leg or his heel. That was kind of like my baseline starting point.
And what are we holding right now as far as balls? Do you have three in your
I
hands? Do you know?
I think here it's hard to see from this angle. I have two or maybe three.
Yeah, I know we definitely have one right here, and then it looks like you might have two, and they're trying to grab a third. Is that
Yeah,
something? I've never been a whole three balls guy.
I don't if I have distance and I have four, then sometimes I'll cradle the two if I know I can like set myself up for a shot. But I don't always like doing that because if I get pre-countered and I drop one, obviously
That,
that's not
that
good.
that's how 100%. I like so many like my fingers have just been messed up enough times that I don't have that kind of grip strength.
Yeah. It kind of changes your mechanics too when for me at least when I'm like hugging two in my left. But
All right, I'm gonna go forward a little bit here. All right, so you're positioning yourself to try and take out Brandon. Is that the idea?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, this is wild. All right, so you're taking this shot on
Yep.
Brandon, right?
Yep.
So trying to come in here, and like you said, you're just kind of. I mean, he's a taller guy, so I feel like there's a lot of real estate sort of like waist down. So
Hmm.
that was your plan.
Yes, I knew I wanted to aim for Brandon, and I knew I wanted to keep it low. Because going for anybody without a ball, they can all catch. And if I do go for someone without a ball, I have two now coming at me, which is that much harder to deal with. So I was like, let me try to take one of the corners first.
I love that. I love that. Nice. And and then I've always heard this before. Like I'd rather be lucky than me. It's in that ball hits. I think from Brandon to here to Jacob, he gets all 10.
Somehow, yes. Somehow, yes. I want to say that I planned that, but first part I planned.
Yeah, I would believe you if
Um,
you said you're trying to get a ricochet off of one person, but to get both.
yeah, definitely an immensely fortunate first play for sure.
So now you go from a 1v5 to a 1v2,
Yep.
right? Right, so now we have one, now we have one and two. And it looks like we'll wait to see what the balls do, but I think you have at least two balls still.
Believe so. Yeah.
And
Yep.
we'll just here. Let's see what Gage and Jordan end up with. All right. So we got one ball with Gage, two with Jordan. So you've got two in your hand and then one in the shagger right here.
Yep. Yep.
Cool. So you just went through that. There's got to be what, a sense of relief, excitement. Like how's this
But
going?
definitely both. As soon as I saw that I took three, I was like, oh shit, okay, now we actually have a chance of turning this around that much more. Granted, it's still tough with those two on the other side of the court because they're both very formidable. But yeah, way more confidence after that first play for sure.
Do you feel that actually in your body too? Like, was it like a release or was there a tightening?
I would say more of a release. It's like a little like rise of like energy. Yeah, like whenever you take out for me, whenever I take out any player, but if it's multiple, you definitely feel this sense of like, oh shit, okay, I got this. Like it there's definitely like a physical boost that I feel in moments like that for sure.
Oh, great. Okay. So now we have these guys coming up here. So what's the
Yep.
thought for time?
So here it's tricky because, the angle and they both have very different mechanics and throws. I knew so like Gage is more unpredictable for me. He has a quick release. His ball, like I don't know his ball's trajectory as well, but I knew Jordan well enough, and his ball usually moves straight, as I recall. So my thought was obviously like survive, but if Jordan does throw a straight ball, I might be able to at least catch that to turn the tide. Because Gage is really good at surviving. So like instead of just trying to like get him out, like maybe I can just go for a catch and then we can turn things around.
So you're thinking like statistically, my chances of catching a straight throw coming at me versus trying to maybe take a pre-throw or something off of Gage, who's a fairly nimble player. That's kind of
Yeah,
where your mind's going. That yeah,
yeah,
I mean, it
just
makes a lot of sense.
yeah, just try to track one of them, and it's always a tough situation, but I f- I guess in the moment I just felt like that's what made the most sense. Because I knew they were probably going to try to run like a delay or something like that. So hoping
Now,
hoping Jordan's comes first.
yeah. Now, how is this just stuff that you picked up from playing against like this level of team for a while, or did you sit down and kind of go over film or whatever, or are
Uh,
you just building that mental encyclopedia?
It's a combination. Like we as Grizzlies as a team, we did do a film session before the thing to just kind of refresh ourselves on teams and their additions. But it's also just like observing people over years and watching them and then also just like isolating moments like this with other people and like, okay, what's the play here? Like if I were them, I would probably run a double with like a slight delay just to make it the most efficient attack it could be. So that's what I expected.
When you're saying you would run a double, you mean both players throwing at the same time, but just
Yes.
try to get a little off.
Yep.
offering getting there at the same time.
Yep. Slightly staggered throw. So it's multiple angles and different
So that's
velocities.
expecting to come at you. So you're expecting that that's what you're expecting them to throw at you.
More than likely, yeah. Yeah.
Well, well, okay, so one coming. Still two balls.
So Gage took the first one.
Then it looks like we got away from that one, and then yeah, just pretty much just as you two. That first one came, and now maybe more of a delay than you were expecting.
Yeah, yeah. That's a much longer delay than I would have expected, or what I probably would have tried to run in a situation like this. Um, so I think I also got fortunate in how I sort of set myself up there, because like 90% of the time when I'm on defense, my first move is probably going to be a lateral first. And then if a ball still is coming at me, then okay, then try to catch. Um, and
This
that's
catch.
basically what happened.
So on this catch, you had a ball in your hand when you made that catch. How much of that is luck, and how much is skill?
That's a great question. Like my first inclination was survive in that moment, but then like when I saw the ball coming at my body, it was honestly right on the line there. Like I've run enough drills where like when I have a ball in my hand and like trying to catch that, like the the response is there. So I think it was probably somewhere in between block and catch. So
But
it was a combo.
it is something you've practiced before. You've practiced catching with a ball in your hand.
I have, yeah. I practiced having a ball and dropping it to catch, and I practice catching while holding a ball for
That's
the moments like this that happen.
I've always heard that when you're stressed, when you're in a really in a big moment, kind of like this, people don't really rise to the occasion as much as they fall back on what they've trained on and what they've practiced.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's kind of exactly what happened with you here.
Yeah, I do think it's just a product of repetition. Like most of the catches that I've gotten, apart from like like hand catches, are just bodily reactions that I've just done again and again and again, because you have such a little time frame to really make
Yeah,
that decision.
fractions of seconds.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So get this catch brings in. So now we got two Dans on the court.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Dan and Daniel. Don't get it twisted.
Very much, excuse me. Um, and again, and Daniel, also a good player in his own right. And we've
Yeah.
got you. I think now we have four balls, I think, over here. And looks like Gage just has one. So maybe another ball off the court somewhere, maybe
Yep.
with the shooter. But I think you guys both have two balls in your hands.
Yep.
So again, feeling of, oh my God, that just happened, or hell yeah, that's what I was planning on. Let's go get the guy.
More, I would say more the former. Like it's in these moments I almost black out. So, but from what I can recall, like it was more of a, oh, that was really fortunate. Like, okay, it's dope. Like now we've got this for sure. Granted, Gage is still a really difficult target generally to close the game on, but I figured with the two of us we could probably make it happen.
That's amazing. Okay. So then, yeah, we'll just run this.
And yeah, we tried running the double. I threw one into oblivion, and then Daniel just had it. Yeah, when Daniel's arm is like on, it's really effective.
How big of a part of you was a little upset that he got the last out?
Oh, I didn't care at all. I was just happy that we took it. I was like, I did my work. Like it would have been cool. It would have been crazy to get all the kill, but again, I genuinely am just happy to lead, like be a part of it.
So yeah, that relief, excitement. What are you feeling there?
Combo for sure. Yeah, yeah. Big relief. Very excited. Because I feel like moments like that really do turn the momentum energetically for your team, and it's easy for teams to get caught up in negativity when a situation seems futile, but like truly, if you dig in mentally, you can turn the tide. So I was happy I was at least able to do it in that moment for my team, and I feel like that that fueled everyone else too. So
I did notice immediately after that you sat the next two games. So great.
yeah, yeah. I think I needed a breather. And Zach is really good about assessing like, okay, you did need to take a breather, you know.
So you've been playing at this competitive level for what, 3 years, give or take?
Yeah, so somewhere in that range. Yeah, three-ish.
At what point do you think you were finally like, okay, I'm the kind of guy who can turn uh who can turn a game like that?
Maybe, probably,
Was, was there an actual
probably.
moment? Did you like was there one where you did it and then you're like, okay, I've done it once, I can do this again?
I don't know if there was one specific moment, but I think it's just like several kernels of like little moments where I've just gotten some wacky catch in a moment where it was really difficult to, or I was able to survive in certain scenarios, and then close games out. I feel like it was probably like nationals in Kansas City, like three or a couple years ago. The first time when we placed third at nationals, the first time we got an invite to the thing, I feel like that's when I started feeling like, okay, I am some sort of force. So maybe somewhere around there. But
Was there ever a specific moment where you're like, I belong? Was that it? Just you're like, I contributed to a team, or was there uh one game that you can think of, or one throw you can think of where you went, okay, this is I'm at this level now. I play with these guys.
um, I feel like one of the first moments where I really felt that rise was probably actually the premiere tour of. It would have been 2 years ago, right before the last Worlds, when I played at the Pittman, New Jersey round with Grizzlies for the first time as like a pickup, and we won that round, and I was able to close some games out. I remember closing a point out against Dylan Cruz, like a bracket game, and that was definitely like a big moment for me because Dylan is someone that I have looked up to for years, and so just being assertive and being able to like close a point on someone like him, and then taking us to, I think that took us to the finals that round. Like that's a moment I remember for sure. But like getting that win was really validating for me. And then after that, Grizzlies asked me to become a permanent member, so that whole experience was really a big boost for me, for sure, with dodgeball. So.
Great. Is there anything any thoughts you want to add in there? Anything you want to ask me?
Oh man. I'm trying to think of what would be a good thing. I guess um I don't know, what is like a mentality, or what's a mentality thing that you think more of us should harness that is underutilized in general in dodgeball, if anything?
Uh, that's great. Um, I think mentally most dodgeballers are a bit of head cases, and the amount of negative self talk I see uh, on at really at every level, especially once you start getting into the premier tour level. Um, and it's one, there's just straight up there's a physiological response. Like when you start
Mhm.
doing negative self-talk, you get tight and everything. And everyone is super familiar with how it goes. And either not having a plan to break that cycle or not having teammates that will help you break that cycle, I think is something that everyone needs to work on in dodgeball and outside of dodgeball.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think the best players that you can think of, your Dylan Cruzes and your Justin Pyens, et cetera, et cetera. Brenda Kramer, I think is really good at this as well. You see something bad happened, either bad luck, like getting being on the other side of getting three people out with one ball,
Yeah.
or the flip side, so people can really spiral at that point, and I think that's something that needs to be actively worked on, in the same way that you've practiced catching a ball while holding a ball. That kind of self-talk is the same, having a way to break out of that, to go, hey, something weird just happened, or I know I've know I've made this play 1,000 times. It didn't work that time. That doesn't mean I can't make it the next time. And just resetting and going into that. I would love to see more people work on that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that wholeheartedly. Just like shedding, learning from the moment, but don't hold on to it. Like shed it, move forward. And sometimes I think it is as much as just like a verbal acknowledgement from somebody else, like, "Hey, you're good, you're good." Like that happens on Grizzlies a lot. Someone will be like, "Ah, fuck," like and I'll be like, you're good, it's fine, it happens." Like next, next, and I think we need more of that, just in general,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
see. Hey, it, you make that throw 9 times out of 10, you hit that guy and it's good. You made that catch one-handed, not looking like just. It's fine. Do it again. Next time you're going to hit him. It's fine. Move on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, absolutely.
Well, I have to say, I've been super excited to do this with you, just because I know you've worked really hard to get to this and to kind of develop some of these habits and some of the skills. So knowing that there was a point that you were like, okay, now, um, now I know that I can do this, and I keep getting put in this position, so I know I can be successful at it. Um, is something that was fun for me. Uh, but uh, but yeah, again, first ones. I'm just
No,
working my way through this.
no, this was awesome, and I really appreciate you too for this and for the encouragement you've given me, because that, thinking back now to like that nationals of a few years ago, I remember you coming up to me and you really validated the progress I had made at that point, and that genuinely meant like a hell of a lot to me. That really did light a huge fire under my ass. So I can't believe I forgot to mention that, but genuinely thank you for saying that, because that really helped me believe that like I can do this. Like somebody sees me. So thank you, genuinely.
Well, the best part about that for me is, I mean, you did it. So, you know,
Words do a lot. Words do a lot. So I think we all need to just lift each other up a little bit more, because it really makes a huge difference.
Thank you for listening and watching. Big thank you to Dan Alport for my first interview. I couldn't have asked for a more gracious guest to start this off. I promise you I'll continue to get better. In the meantime, if there are any guests you want to see or any situations you want to throw in the review, shoot me a message and we'll get it on. Thanks again for listening to No Wrenches.